Parents and family members, please do a few things for me before we begin. Please silence your cell phones, and during the processional, please remain seated to allow an opportunity for pictures. Please welcome the graduating class of 2024. to the Apollo Ridge 2024 commencement ceremony. At this time, would all parents and guests please rise? Male graduates, remove your caps and join the class of 2024 in the national anthem, followed by a moment of silence for all who could not join us today. Please help me welcome Chloe Sievers to sing our national anthem. Friends of these senior students, the graduating class of 2024. We are here tonight to honor the distinguished class for their accomplishments throughout their high school years. These young men and women have worked diligently for 13 years and are now ready to advance to greater challenges. The students who sit before you have represented Apollo Ridge Senior High School and the Apollo Ridge community with pride and distinction. It has been my honor as principal to be associated with them and to work with them over the last 4 years. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Apollo Ridge Senior High School, I want to thank you, their parents, for trusting us to work with you and your children for so many years. Tonight, we are returning them to you as educated young men and women ready to forge ahead and face their bright future. I have seen so many truly amazing things, solid character, and a beautiful heart of these graduates. There are a few students that I would like to recognize before we continue the ceremony. We have students who have chosen to serve our country in the military. Could those students please rise for a very well-deserved round of applause? Please also help me congratulate our students who just last week graduated from Lenape Technical School. Sorry guys, I'm going to take a quick detour. In my 8 years here, that is the most Lenape graduates we have ever had participate in our ceremony. And that means I would also like for our students who are members of the National Honor Society to stand and be recognized. We are fortunate this evening to be joined by many of our elementary, middle, and high school faculty and staff. Would all the faculty and staff members in attendance please stand to be recognized for all of your influence and hard work shaping these graduates. would also like to recognize our senior class advisor, Andy Jones and Kelly Shoup, whose tireless efforts give each graduating class a high school experience they will never forget. I would also like to show my appreciation to Mr. Virag, our band director, and Ms. Ponsic, our chorus director, for tonight's music. Additionally, I would like to thank our high school secretaries and maintenance staff for organizing and creating a beautiful atmosphere for tonight's ceremony. This next one's a little bit longer. Additionally, I would like to acknowledge our middle school principal, Travis Barta, Director of Special Programs, Dr. Chris Clark, Athletic Director, John Skiba, Elementary Principal, Dr. Courtney Anderson, Director of Human Resources and School Safety, Jamie Laws, Business Administrator, Dina Turner, our Superintendent, Dr. Matt Kirchie, and our Buildings and Ground, Greg Barsu. We are also privileged to have in attendance members of the Apollo Ridge School Board, Mr. Greg Prim, Ms. Sue Winkowski, Ms. Becky Ross, and Mr. Wayne Sadowski. Before I bring up our first speaker, I want to let the parents know over the last 3 days, I have had several people tell me how wonderful this class is. And not necessarily academically, obviously you are. However, they said they are one of the kindest, most considerate group of students they've ever come across. And I really appreciate that as your principal. So thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Matt Kirchie.
Members of the board, members of the administration, faculty, staff, parents, family members, and most importantly, class of 2024. Thank you for the opportunity to share a few words of congratulations and gratitude. I could not be prouder of the group of young men and women that we're celebrating this evening, and I'm so thankful to have had the opportunity to watch them progress throughout their school years. Apollo Ridge is a small and close-knit school community, and it is a blessing to get to know and interact with students on a regular basis. Parents, I want to congratulate you on raising truly wonderful kids and entrusting us to help them learn and grow as we contribute to the foundation that will allow them to accomplish their goals and have a positive impact on their world. This senior class has displayed their gifts and talents in so many ways over the course of their high school careers, whether through the arts, athletics, or academics. They have accomplished much and made their communities proud. To witness not only their performances, but also the pride and the enjoyment that they have shown while taking part in something bigger than themselves has been really special. And it makes me happy that so many have embraced their Apollo Ridge High School experience. Beyond being great students, performers, athletes, and so on, this group is a bunch of really great people. To be honest, it kind of freaked me out a little bit last night at the senior dinner, because I think Mr. Jones had the exact same line in his introduction. And I was thinking, how does he know my speech? But I think you're going to hear a lot of familiar themes, and the reason why he has that in there is because it's so true. This is a wonderful group of people. We have a number of students who seek out opportunities to help others, whether it's through their clubs, their employment, in the shop doing extra projects, behind the stage in the musical, the list goes on. Throughout all of your years, you take time to smile, to say hello, to say please and thank you, hold doors for people, and just take time to be kind. As was heard last night and from Mr. Consuegra, that kindness is a common theme that's been echoed by our faculty regarding this class. You should all be really proud of that. To me, that's a big part of what makes working at Apollo Ridge so special. Not only does it make me happy and proud, but it also gives me hope in the future of the world that we live in. Hope is defined as to cherish a desire with anticipation, to want something to happen to be true. And it's a term that for some reason for me has come up in a number of situations over the past month. It started with a conversation between a good friend with whom I share a common faith, and we somehow got on the topic of trying to determine the difference between faith, belief, and hope. I still don't know if we agreed upon the answer, but the next week I was at a conference where another superintendent was sharing a program that they implemented in their district focusing on that word, hope. Within that presentation, there was a quote that stood out to me, and I wrote it down. Hope cannot change circumstances, but hope can change outcomes. You see, just having hope will not change the setting that you're in. It will not change your past. It has no tangible qualities or outcomes on its own. Hope requires some sort of action for the desired outcome to occur. Just anticipating or wanting something to happen is not enough. It requires something to be done, whether by you or by someone else. Our graduates sitting here, you all have a hope for what you want to be or do after graduation. Many of you have very clear and defined plans on how you want to achieve your goals, whether through college, employment, the military, or other training. That's awesome, but be prepared that everything you have planned is very likely not going to go the way that you thought it was going to. And that's okay. Just ask all the adults in here how many people are doing exactly what they thought they were going to do at the age of 18, or that life went exactly the way they thought it was going to be. And the good part is that even though the life ahead is going to have a lot of transition and adjustments, these are all parts of life that very well may result in more incredible opportunities and experiences that you could imagine. The hope that I would like you to seize and focus on after graduation is the fact that you have the ability to change the world. Each and every single one of you. And it doesn't matter what your job or your profession is, what your education is. Whatever you do, that's all great and will no doubt impact our society. But the way that you treat others is where you're going to have the biggest impact on the world. You don't have to look very far to see the kindness, compassion, and understanding is in short supply nowadays, at least in the mainstream. So many times you see negativity and conflict in people who don't know how to agree, even though they haven't walked in other people's shoes. But think about how much better all our lives would be if instead of bringing each other down, we decide to instead choose kindness and seize opportunities to lift people up instead of bringing them down. Just taking a moment out of your day to say something nice to another person. Give them a hand if they appear to be struggling, or to provide encouragement where hope is lost. You guys have done that over the years. I've seen that. I'm talking about hope, and I'll be honest, it was very odd. I talked about how it came up in the past couple of weeks here. And just today, I had another parent talking about this group and the kindness that you've shown to other people. And it almost made me tear up whenever she said it gave her hope. Maintaining that belief and maintaining that hope that you have the ability to change the world can seem impossible and overwhelming when you look at the big picture. And you may ask, how can my small actions possibly make a difference? And that reminds me of a story that I haven't broke out for a while that I'm sure I'm going to be sharing with the staff again to start the year. And it's something that many of you have heard before, which is the starfish story. And to give the briefer version of it, one day a man was walking along the beach when he noticed a boy picking up and gently throwing things into the ocean. Approaching the boy, he asked, "Young man, what are you doing?" The boy said, "Throwing starfish back into the ocean. The surf is up and the tide is going out, and if I don't throw them back, they'll die," the boy replied. The man laughed and said to himself, "Do you realize there are miles and miles of beach and hundreds of starfish? You can't make any difference." After listening politely, the boy bent down, picked up another starfish, threw it into the surf. Then he smiled at the man and said, "I made a difference to that one." You see, you can't do it all yourself, but it'll also not happen without someone first taking action. And why not have that person be you? The difference you made for one person might encourage them to make a difference for another. Or the light that you share may encourage another to be a light to be someone else. As those numbers grow, slowly but surely, more and more of the positives will happen. And that's how each one of you is going to change the world. When I see this class sitting in front of me, it makes me emotional that I have seen so much good. so much positive spirit from all of you. You're fun people to be around, and you're good people. I have a hope and belief that your spirit, enthusiasm, and talents are going to propel you to great things in life, and I'm so excited to see that happen. It's been a true joy to watch you grow, learn, and become the young men and women that you are. Class of 2024, I'm very proud of you, and I'm very thankful for all you've contributed to the legacy of the Apollo Ridge School District. I love you all. We'll miss you being here each day, and I'm so grateful for you giving us all hope. Please know that we will always support you, we will always be cheering for you, and you will always be part of the family. Thank you and congratulations.
I now have the great honor of introducing tonight's student commencement speakers. Please help me welcome our valedictorian, Matthias Burnett.
Honored guests, esteemed faculty, cherished family, my fellow graduates who I'm privileged to call dear friends. As we gather here today to celebrate this momentous occasion, I'm thoroughly honored to stand before you as the valedictorian of the remarkable class of 2024. To my fellow graduates, this day signifies far more than the end of our years in high school. It heralds the dawn of a brilliant new chapter in our still young lives. So as we stand at the threshold of the inception of our lives yet to be lived, in futures that brim with truly endless possibility, I can't help but think of the story of Icarus. I would venture to say many of us are at least somewhat familiar with the tale of the infamous boy whose defiance brought him to fly too close to the sun. As children, we, like centuries of generations before us, were taught the tragic story of Daedalus and his son Icarus, and their cell that sat atop the islanded prison tower which had held them captive. We shared in the desire for freedom that brought Daedalus, the great inventor, to craft the fragile wings of wax and feathers which would carry them over the vast seas to the freedom which they sought. More importantly, we bore witness to the wise instruction of Daedalus, who beckoned before the two of them took flight. Let me warn you, Icarus, to take the middle way, in case the moisture weighs down your wings if you fly too low, or should you go too high, the sun scorches them. Travel between the extremes, he said. Take the course I show you. We then waited in worry as Icarus disregarded his father's warning and embraced the urge to fly higher and higher to heights which had never been reached. And we sat arrested in horror as the wax melted from his flailing arms and he violently plummeted towards the treacherous sea below. This story, for centuries, has been used to convey lessons of life and moderation, caution against overconfidence, and the imperativeness of heeding the instructions issued unto us. For years, I thoughtlessly accepted the validity of these lessons without ever really considering the underlying implications of Icarus' story. But today, I'd like to address this. Graduates, I know it's cliche, but today each of us is gaining our very own set of wings. And if we should take into advisory any lessons from Icarus before launching ourselves into the vaster world, I want to make sure they're the right ones. And in the due diligence such consideration requires, I find that it is far more dangerous to impose and uphold some arbitrary ceiling constricting the potential of man than it is to fall from the sky. Travel between the extremes. These words, whether offered with sincerity or the malignance of objective violence, are shrouded in danger all the same, because intention is largely irrelevant when the invariable result is a notion to conform, to not dare, to never ask for more, and to never seek new heights. Icarus should not be regarded as a victim of arrogance, but rather he should be held as a hero for his willingness to dare, and to embrace the desire to thrive that is inherent in mankind despite the warnings against it. In this way, We should all aspire to do as Icarus has done and heed the calls to fly higher and higher until we find ourselves too close to the sun, rather than heed the limitations which seek to suppress our innate potential. So, my fellow graduates, as we step forward into the expanse of our futures, let us dare greatly. Let us reach for the heights which our forebears have feared. Let us have the courage to reach beyond the constraints of convention, and let us never be fearful as we strive for unprecedented greatness. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthias. Please welcome to the podium our salutatorian and our Woman of the Year, Sophia Yard.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished faculty, proud parents, and my fellow graduates, today we stand at the crossroads, the culmination of years of hard work, late nights, and unforgettable memories. As I reflect on our journey, one metaphor stands out. Life is a highway. This timeless phrase beautifully encapsulates our collective experience and the road that lies ahead. Throughout our years at this institution, we have traveled a long and winding road. There were smooth stretches where everything seemed to fall into place, and we felt the exhilarating rush of progress. These were the times when our hard work paid off. Maybe it was performing a thrilling AC/DC halftime show after a long band camp, or raising the curtain to a sold-out show of the Addams Family after months of rehearsal, gazing at the final product of the mural that took not only many hours, but many hands to create, or setting a school record, getting the win, or advancing to playoffs after a long season that sometimes literally made sweat and tears pour out of your eyes. In each of these scenarios, a member of the class of 2024 sharpened their skills while making bonds that may last forever. These moments were like cruising on a sunlit highway with the wind in your hair and endless possibilities before us. But, as we all know, highways are not always smooth. We encounter potholes and detours along the way. There were difficult exams, stressful nights, and moments of doubt when we questioned our path. Yet, it was through these challenges that we learned resilience and perseverance. We discovered that sometimes the detours led to the most beautiful and unexpected destinations, teaching us lessons that we may never have learned if we'd stayed on the straight and narrow. Along this journey, we had our co-pilots, our friends, family, and teachers, who supported us, guided us, and sometimes even took the wheel whenever we needed a break. Thank you, Mom and Dad. They reminded us to stay the course, to keep moving forward, even when the road seemed impassable. So, let's take a moment to thank these incredible people who have been our constant companions and who share in our achievements today. As we prepare to merge onto the next stretch of our highway, we are faced with new and uncharted territory. The road ahead may be unpredictable, with sharp turns and unexpected roadblocks, but it is also filled with potential and promise. We carry the skills, the knowledge, and experience that will help us navigate whatever lies ahead. We will learn to be adaptable and to embrace change, and to see each obstacle as an opportunity for growth. We are also reminded that this highway is not just about the destination, but about the journey itself. It's about the people we meet, the experiences we share, and the memories we create. As we move forward, let us not be so focused on our final destination that we forget to appreciate the scenery along the way. Let us take time to enjoy the ride, to explore new routes, and to savor the moments that make this journey worth the while. In closing, my fellow graduates, remember that life is indeed a highway. Embrace the twists and the turns and the highs and the lows, Keep your eye on the road ahead, but don't forget to look around and appreciate the view. Drive with passion, purpose, and an open heart. The road may be long, but it is ours to travel. Congratulations, class of 2024. Here's to the journey ahead. Thank you.
Excellent job, Sophia. I do like having it outside, but sometimes you gotta deal with the wind, stoles, flowers. Sometimes they stumble. You guys are certainly our center of attention. I'm enjoying every minute of this. So please help me welcome this year's Man of the Year, Carter Schrock.
Good evening. Tonight marks a significant milestone in our lives, one that we've worked diligently for and one that we'll remember for years to come. I'm honored to be standing before you as the Apollo Ridge High School Class of 2024 Man of the Year. But to be honest, I'm also very humbled to have this opportunity. The individuals whose names hang in the auditorium for the last 8 years represent Viking pride and a commitment to our school, and a community that is difficult to live up to. In a class such as this, with so many worthy candidates in academics, athletics, arts, and their service back to Apollo Ridge, it is hard to imagine receiving this honor. But it's one I'm very grateful for. I'm proud to represent a class and a school that I have so much admiration for. Like each member of this small but mighty class, I have so many to thank for me getting to this moment. I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Kurchi, Mr. Consuegra, and all the board and administration for creating a positive school environment that allowed us to thrive, and for me, the chance to engage personally with them. To our teachers, our coaches, and advisors, I thank you for not instilling not just content, but more importantly, life lessons upon us. And I thank you for all the opportunities in and out of the classroom that you dedicate yourselves to so that we have a great school experience. To my parents, my siblings, my cousins, and my meme, I thank you for the unconditional love and support, and for you being my very first, most influential teachers. And lastly, to my class, I thank you for 13 years of memories, laughs, unbreakable bonds, and good times. I wouldn't have wanted to spend this time with anybody else. I wasn't quite sure what message I wanted to convey to you this evening, but the more I thought, I kept coming back to an old Chinese proverb that means a great deal to me. It says, every journey begins with a single step. That first step is always necessary, whether it is that first step away from our parents when we boarded our first ever school bus, or the first step that we'll be taking away from our parents when we enter college dorms, military basic training, or whatever the future holds. That first step is always necessary. You can never move forward if you never take that first step. So do so with confidence, knowing it is okay to change directions, and that no step, as long as it's not too small or too big, you can keep moving forward. Some steps are slow and difficult, but those are the ones that help us grow and become stronger. The graduating class of 2024 has over the last 4 years faced unexpected challenges. We've added words and phrases to our daily lives like online learning, social distancing, and isolation. While I'm glad we moved beyond these times in our lives, I think we can find small lessons from and that we can be thankful for. As we embark on the next chapter of our lives, let us approach challenges with the same drive and passion that we brought to the classroom, the field, and the stage. And as we move forward, let us never forget the bonds we forged, the friendships we've made, and the memories we've shared throughout the experiences at Apollo Ridge. For it is these connections that will sustain us in years to come, long after the final whistle has blown. We might be young in years, but believe in yourself. Believe in your abilities. We all have dreams and goals, but keep moving forward. You will face challenges along the way, but keep moving forward. Remember, the journey begins with that all-important first step. I extend my sincere congratulations to the class of 2024, and I want to leave you with one parting piece of scripture that resonates with me. 1 Timothy 4:12 says, "Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity." Thank you.
Thank you, Carter. 3 excellent speeches. Thank you very much. Dr. Kirchie, members of the Apollo Ridge School Board, it is with pride that I present to you the class of 2024. As principal of Apollo Ridge Senior High School, I hereby certify that all present have met the academic requirements for graduation as set forth by the Department of Education and by the Apollo Ridge School District. It is with great satisfaction that I recommend all of these students receive their high school diplomas. Before we begin presentation of the class of 2024, I would like to ask the cooperation of the audience and the senior class to withhold your applause and other expressions of excitement until the names of the class of 2024 have been presented for graduation. Please remember that these seniors have worked 13 years to arrive to this point, and their loved ones will only hear their names announced if you hold your applause until the appropriate time. Thank you for your cooperation. Presenting the class of 2024 will be Dr. Chris Clark, our Director of Special Programs.
Will the first row graduates please rise? Matthias Michael Burnett. Sophia Gail Yard. Carter L. Schrock. Stephanie Nicole Altman. Matthew James Ardelitz. Hannah Elizabeth Baines. Haley Page Barber. Logan Al Bianco. Elena Michelle Callan. Audrey Isabella Carpenter. Logan M. Chapman. Laura L. Sindrick. Caleb Andrew Klein. Mackenzie Elizabeth Cup. Let's have a round of applause for our first row. Will the second row graduates please rise? Alexander Larry Thomas Dunmeyer. Tessa Caroline Ferguson. Luke Gregory Fox. Cheryl Lynn Gerheim. Angel Neve Gould Jones. Connor Nicholas Gould Jones. Madeline Marie Greenewald. Michaela Faith Grine. Ellie Kate Gergrick. Emily Jade Harkleroad. Austin Michael Havens. Connor Seth Henderson. Aubrey Denise Hitchman. Sienna Rachel Jackson. Casey Johnston. Marley Elizabeth Colino. Let's have a round of applause for the second row of graduates. Will the third row of graduates please rise? Camden Michael Kowalczyk. Danielle Nicole Lindsay. Ronald Byron Luke. Jamara Marie Lynch. Peyton Romaine Lytle. Carson Joseph McDowell. Madeline Josephine Metz. Charles Henry Moore. Jaden Joe Mull. Nathan Alexander Nowakowski. Jacob Cole Nunnemaker. Abigail Rebecca Ost. Madison Nicole Peters. Nevaeh Ruby Potts.
Okay, Ruby. Okay, Ruby.
Jacob Ryan Pryor. Tyler Benjamin Query. Luke Matthew Rodnicki. Chloe Elaine Sievers. Let's have a round of applause for our third row graduates. Will the fourth row graduates please rise? Spencer C. Sells. Jaylee Marie Shawless. Lainey Ann Shear. Riley Page Silvas. Harley Jean Sloan. Ivy Rain Sluicer. Thomas Anthony Sadowski. Aiden Patrick Sopko. Wyatt Francis Starcher. Blaze Stark. Alyssa Lynn Starkey. McKenna Nicole Seister. Jessica Judith Tevalanis. Vanessa Elizabeth Trenny. Malia Lynn Venziani. Brendan Christopher Wolfgang. Alexander Dwayne Worm.
All right, Newt! Go Booty!
Oh, I absolutely got that on video.
Noah S. Wasaki. Let's have a round of applause for our fourth row graduates.
I love you, Alex!
Graduates, please rise. Please welcome back to the stage our valedictorian, Matthias Burnett.
On behalf of the class of 2024, I do hereby acknowledge and accept these diplomas. Now, move your tassel from left to right. Congratulations to my fellow classmates.
If you guys lost your tassel, we'll get it to you later. Graduates, please have a seat. It's pretty good for a puppet. Please welcome to the side of our stage our senior chorus members as they sing "And So We Sing" by Mark Hayes. This song was chosen as it is a poignant and uplifting choral piece that captures the essence of celebration and reflection, making it a perfect selection for graduation ceremonies. The song lyrics and melody convey a message of hope, unity, and moving forward, resonating with the journey and achievements of its graduates. Its inspirational tone encourages listeners to cherish past memories while looking ahead to new beginnings, embodying the spirit of commencement and the promise of the future.